That particular role of HEA is first and foremost defined by the disaster management policy that World Vision International Board has established for the organisation. And within that, it speaks to saving lives and protecting particularly children and those most vulnerable in disaster contexts. World Vision, with its ministry, has developed a number of what they call a number of lines of ministry, and HEA is one of three. The other two are advocacy and justice for children and transformational development. And so HEA's contexts largely are around disaster type environments. And so HEA work with these other lines of ministry in an integrated way to be able to address the issues of life-saving activities and protection of children, particularly, so that they might integrate with providing that type of support across a whole range of contexts that World Vision has presence in. Within a community, if we think of it at that level, there are a range of developmental needs that communities have, and some of those needs that derive directly out of poverty-related issues, but some are out of disaster-type environments, both natural as well as man-made disasters. And so again, in an integrated way, this provides World Vision the opportunity of providing a more holistic response to communities. And so in the case of HEA, we have particular responsibilities when it comes to activities or events related to specific disasters. While response to emergencies is an important part of what HEA does, it's actually not the main part. When we look at our range of activities and think about how we spend our time and spend our budgets, while response is a significant part, it's not the largest part. What's important is to recognise that response is an important but integral piece of disaster management as a whole. So we think about preparedness, for example, or early warning. We think about being able to transition into longer term development type programming, and response is a key piece or key activity in that full regime of activities that HEA involves itself in. World Vision, with its lines of ministry, work in a whole range of contexts, and the defining feature for HEA as compared to the other lines of ministry is context, and the context in which HEA primarily works in is disaster related. And so many of the, or most of the activities that HEA is engaged in is driven by context, is integrated ultimately with other lines of ministry, but is clearly disaster focused. HEA, because of the context in which it operates, needs to customise, as it were, the way in which it operates. The environments in which HEA operates largely are chaotic, they are uncertain, they are rapidly changing, and so the way in which HEA structures itself, it makes its decisions, how it conducts its activities, are driven in a way that we can be most effective in those type of environments. So we tend to be able to make decisions much quicker because of the need situation, because lives are at stake in these environments. We need to be able to adapt to changing situations much more quickly than longer term development, for example, and often we don't have opportunities to consult widely around particular issues, so we need to have decision making processes that are quick and to the point, and that are confident in terms of outcomes.